Welcome back to the Roundtable. I'm your host, Oshrik Vox, and we need to talk. Recently, I was contacted by a viewer who's a fan of the show Star vs. the Forces of Evil, which I cover on this channel via the series Muni Monday, which a lot of you may already tune into. Now, before we dive into the subject, I want you to keep in mind this is not 100% concrete, but there is evidence of this claim. Season 2, Episode 20 of Star vs. the Forces of Evil is comprised of two segments, Collateral Damage and Just Friends. The latter half gained a lot of traction by viewers as it serves as a major character development episode. Without getting into detail, one scene in particular became an iconic one, with a YouTube upload having over 4 million views and counting at the recording of this video. Part of what made this scene so special to a lot of fans is the fact that it features not one, not two, but 3 same-sex couple kisses within the span of 30 seconds. Soon, articles discussing the scene popped up all across the internet, seemingly in a positive light, and the show was receiving a lot of praise for a controversial, bold move. As always, every party has a pooper, and I have reason to believe the killers of this party were those stuck in the past and uncomfortable with the LGBT representation in children's media. Likely parents who were disturbed by the episode in one way or another and wasn't down with their child watching this. Where is this coming from? Going back to the email I received, the viewer was concerned that the show was being censored, as the episode as a whole has disappeared on Disney XD. After further investigation, my conclusion unfortunately added up with theirs. At the time of recording this video, if you go on Disney XD's website, you can view the final 4 episodes of Season 2, which conveniently skip over Episode 20, and a quick update to this, I checked again this morning and they actually made the very first episode of the series available, almost as if it's compensation for removing Collateral Damage and Just Friends. The viewer also made a claim that the episode is being skipped in rotation on Disney XD's TV schedule, and when I dug into it, that seemed to match up too, as episodes from late Season 2 to even early Season 1 are scheduled to air in the upcoming weeks, besides Collateral Damage and Just Friends. Now, I do want to make note that these episodes are still available on services such as iTunes and Hulu, but since these are distributed by a third-party source, as opposed to Disney themselves, of course it'd be a little bit more challenging and suspicious to get them pulled off those platforms so suddenly without explanation. While I don't want to say this is the exact reason the episode has disappeared from rotation on Disney XD, as there could be a multitude of reasons I can't even comprehend, as there's so much that goes into the television business. I have a strong hunch this episode truly has been pulled, and it's due to the LGBT representation in this episode. Angry parents, and likely homophobic people who believe children shouldn't be exposed to such a thing, either caught wind of this scene through the many articles, highly viewed YouTube clip, or even just watching the episode with their children. The thought of this being the reason for the episode's disappearance, as likely as it is, rips my heart out. Animation's not an easy process, and every episode takes about 9 months to a year to make. But considering the musical aspect of this episode, they likely had to work even harder to accommodate those additions. To see all the work, passion, and dedication pulled because they wanted to present the LGBT community is horrible. Now yes, other animated series such as Steven Universe and Gravity Falls, the latter of which aired on Disney XD, have LGBT representation, but never as on the nose with this straight up mouth-to-mouth kissing. As someone who has many friends in the LGBT community, this makes my blood boil. From friends who have transitioned from one gender to another, homosexual friends, dated an asexual, and even Tom, who makes content on this channel, a longtime best friend and now co-worker and host on this channel, is bisexual. Even a good portion of my subscribers on this channel, the true fans who watch every video, support me in my endeavors, are a part of the LGBT community. All of those people are absolutely wonderful and have changed my life for the better. To see one of my favorite animated series at the moment take a bold move in representing their community, only for it to be possibly uprooted, hurts. It really does. One last thing I want to make clear is that this is not the fault of the crew. Darren Nefsey, Adam MacArthur, Brian H. Kim, all the storyboarders, none of them are responsible for this. So please do not try to shift any of the blame on them. I'd also like to say if you are going to make a stand on this topic, don't reach out to any of them expecting a response or for them to badmouth Disney. They are all employees of Disney, so not only are they likely under NDA, but they can't badmouth their network unless they want their show to be canned and to be fired. I 100% anticipate radio silence from them in this situation. I fully understand by having a decent sized channel and audience, I'm having a controversy on something that may not even be the exact case. However, looking at all the evidence and what we know, it really does look like the show is being censored and that these episodes are pulled. And for the reasons I explained, the last thing I want is for this episode to resurface on Disney XD's website and reruns and have it tampered with, the LGBT kisses removed or even replaced with only heterosexual couples. If this episode does return to television and Disney XD's website, it should be in its original glory and intended vision out of sheer respect for not only the crew, but the fans as well. Respect for the LGBT community. If you're wondering, how can I help? That's where I turn the conversation to you. We're the fans of the show. We matter. And we need our voices to be heard. If the episode really is pulled because of the LGBT representation, we need to make our voices heard. So after discussing this with Michael from Cartoon Universe and Slice of Otaku, who will also have videos up on this topic, we've settled on the hashtag Justice for Star. Please share this hashtag around social media, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram. Share this video. Share Slice and Michael's videos when those are up if they're not already when I finish this one. I know some people may include the crew of the show in their post, but again, I don't expect any of them to make any statements. And for those of you wondering, no, this video is not monetized. I'm not going to make profit off of something this twisted. All I want is clarity and answers. I want to see this episode return to the website and the television schedule unedited. Feel free to leave your comments down below. I will not be using my usual outro to promote my Patreon or other videos, but as it's promised on Patreon to include my patrons when possible, here they are, and I want to thank them for supporting me. And for those patrons who are part of the LGBT community, bless you. Know that you are loved, wanted, and welcome on this channel. Star vs. Forces of Evil is a big property for Disney right now. So I understand they're trying to avoid controversy as much as possible, but this is not the way to handle it. But maybe by making this video, I'm the asshole, as I'm probably creating controversy by pointing out something they did to, well, avoid other controversy. Ostrich Vox, signing out.